Good morning students. I hope you are all doing good. Let us see what we are going to discuss in today's class. Good morning students. In previous class we have seen that what is the difference between standard enthalpy of formation and enthalpy of reaction. Okay, clearly we understood that when all the reactants are present in their standard states, at that time we are going to get 1 mole of compound. For that, how much enthalpy of reaction is involved? That is called standard enthalpy of formation. Is it okay? Like that clearly we have seen in previous class. Now we are going to see that what about next side heading, that is thermochemical equation. A balanced chemical equation together with the value of its delta H. Delta H is nothing but here enthalpy of reaction. Okay, a balanced chemical equation together with the value of its delta H is called a thermochemical equation. Thermo is nothing but heat energy. So in the chemical equation we are going to show that how much amount of enthalpy is involved. That is also called as thermochemical equation. We specify the physical state. We specify the physical state along with allotropic state of the substance in an equation. For example, let us consider this example: C2H5OH liquid. Its physical state is liquid, plus 3O2 gas gives rise to 2CO2 gas plus 3H2O liquid. Delta H is equal to minus 1367 kilojoules per mole. This is representing exothermic reaction. Okay, along with the equation, if you show this delta H value, then that is called thermochemical equation. Is it okay, ma? The above equation describes the combustion of liquid ethanol at constant temperature and pressure. The negative sign of enthalpy change indicates that this is an exothermic reaction. Okay, clear. It would be necessary to remember the following conventions regarding thermochemical equations. The coefficients in a balanced thermochemical equation refer to the number of moles. Every time it should be number of moles. All of you already know that one. From first chapter, some basic concepts of chemistry onwards, we are seeing that one. That is not molecule. It will show number of moles of reactants and products involved in the reaction. The numerical value of delta H naught refers to the number of moles of substance specified by an equation. Standard enthalpy change will have units as kilojoules per mole. Okay. To illustrate the concept, let us consider the calculation of heat of reaction for the following reaction. Fe2O3 plus 3H2 gives rise to 2Fe plus 3H2O. From the table 6.2 of standard enthalpy of formation, we have noted down these data. Yesterday I have shown one tabular column, that is only this tabular column. In this tabular column, what are the reactants and products we have? Those reactants and products values were noted down. See, Fe2O3 minus 824.2. Fe2O3 solid minus 824.2 kilojoules per mole. H2O liquid minus 285.83. Delta H naught for Fe solid is equal to 0. Delta H naught of H2 gas is equal to 0 as per convention. In their elementary form, for elements in their standard state, iron in its standard state is solid 0. Hydrogen in its standard state gas, it is also 0 as per convention. That's why only we have taken 0 and 0 here. In previous class also I told, elements in their standard state, if you take, for that delta H formation is equal to 0 because they are present naturally in that state. So at that time delta H formation is equal to 0. I hope you are clear. Then from this equation they added the delta H of Fe2O3 and delta H of H2 by multiplying with 3 ma. Why did they multiply with 3? In our tabular column, H2. Okay ma, here I will explain. See here, Fe2O3 solid plus 3H2 gas gives rise to 2Fe solid plus 3H2O liquid. First, delta H of products minus delta H of reactants is equal to delta H reaction, change in enthalpy. Okay, now what about the products? 2 into delta H of Fe plus 3 into delta H of H2O. These are products minus of 1 into, here what are the coefficients I am writing here? See, 2, first I am considering products these are products, iron and H2O. 2 into delta H of iron plus 3 into delta H of H2O minus 1 into delta H of Fe2O3 plus 3 into delta H of H2. This implies delta H of Fe is 0. So this one is 0 plus 3 into H2O. H2O is minus 285.83 minus 1 into this one. According to our equation, Fe2O3 minus 824 minus of minus 824.2 minus 3 into delta H of H2 is 0. Already now I have shown for you. Okay na? Now this total is equal to delta HR. This calculation if you do, 3 into minus 285 point something, it is minus 857.5 minus of minus plus 824.2 is equal to delta RH. This implies delta RH is equal to, if you do subtraction here, minus 33.3 kilojoules per mole. Okay ma, from the tabular column all the values we have noted down, and from that values I substituted wherever we have coefficient, that coefficient multiplication with delta H value, 3 into like that. So every time delta H products minus delta H reactants. This is simple calculation only. Okay, this is C. Note that the coefficients used in these calculations are pure numbers which are equal to the respective stoichiometric coefficients. The unit for delta H naught is kilojoules per mole, which means per mole of reaction. Okay, once we balance the chemical equation in a particular way as above, this defines the mole of reaction. If we had balanced the equation differently, for example, we have divided the entire equation by 2 1 by 2 into Fe2O3 solid plus 3 by 2 into H2 gas gives rise to Fe plus 3 by 2 H2O. If you have like this, then this amount of reaction will be 1 mole of reaction, and delta H naught would be 3 by 2 into this one. Same coefficients will be written as it is, 3 by 2 into minus 285, because this is 0 not 0. 1 minute. First this one started with products minus reactants for Fe 0. Here 3 by 2 into H2O minus 285.83 minus for H2 0, for Fe2O3 minus 824. What is the coefficient of Fe2O3? 1 by 2. 1 by 2 into minus 824.2 kilojoules per mole. Total addition minus 16.6 kilojoules per mole. Half into delta H. Previously what is the value we got? 33.3. By which value we divided the whole equation? By 2. So automatically we got 1 by 2 into delta R H naught. When we divide by 2, we are getting delta H, new delta H also 1 by 2 of old delta H. Is it okay, ma? If you divide by 3, here also 1 by 3 of delta H naught, like that you will get. Simple. If you divide by any number with the equation, the total energy is also getting divided by that number. If you divide whole equation by 2, that reaction energy is also getting divided by 2. That is the meaning. Okay? It shows that enthalpy is an extensive property, meaning it depends on the quantity of the matter. The property which depends on the quantity of the matter is called extensive property. The property which does not depend on quantity of matter is called intensive property. When a chemical equation is reversed, the value of delta H is also reversed. If forward reaction is exothermic, reverse reaction is endothermic with same amount of energy. If it is forward direction, okay, if it is negative energy, then in a reverse direction it will be positive. See, when a chemical equation is reversed, the value of delta H naught is reversed in sign. For example, N2 plus 3H2 gives rise to 2NH3. For this reaction, delta H is equal to minus 91.8 kilojoules per mole. If you reverse the reaction, 2NH3 gives rise to N2 plus 3H2. Delta H naught is equal to plus 91.8 kilojoules per mole. That's why in equilibrium also we have taken that if forward reaction is exothermic, backward reaction will be endothermic. This is the reason. Is it okay, ma'am? I hope you are clear up to here. Now we have to go through Hess law of constant heat of summation. Okay, what is that Hess law? Now we will start that one. I think before that you are all clear of what we have taught today up to here. Okay, let us see that what about Hess law. Hess law statement is for the same reaction, for the chemical reaction in which the reaction may be taken place in single step or multiple steps. Energy involved in that reaction is same. For the chemical reaction in which the reaction may be taken place in single step or multiple steps, energy involved in the reaction is same at constant temperature or whatever it is. Okay, same statement. This is simple way of representation of Hess law. Same statement we can tell in this form also. See in textbook what is the thing they give. If a reaction takes place in several steps, then its standard reaction enthalpy is the sum of the standard enthalpies of the intermediate reactions. Okay, whether that reaction is taking place in single step or multiple steps, the energy involved is same. That means if it is happened in single step, that energy keep aside. If it is happened in multiple steps, that multiple steps energy we have to add. Okay, so then first way what is the energy involved, and in second way what is the energy involved. If you observe, both are same only. If a reaction takes place in several steps, then its standard reaction enthalpy is the sum of the standard enthalpies of the intermediate reactions into which the overall reaction may be divided at the same temperature. Okay, see, we know that enthalpy is a state function. Therefore, the change in enthalpy is independent of the path between initial state and final state. In other words, enthalpy change for a reaction is the same whether it occurs. See, this is the easy way we can represent. Enthalpy change for a reaction is the same whether it occurs in one step or in a series of steps. This may be stated as follow in the form of Hess law. Okay, this can be explained, Hess law can be explained easily by taking one example. That example we will see now. Okay, ma'am. Let us see how we are going to explain the Hess law. I am going to keep the heading formation of NaCl. Okay, observe carefully. Formation of NaCl. Sodium is taken in its standard state solid, undergoes reaction with half mole of chlorine in its standard state, gas state. Sodium solid plus half mole of chlorine gas, both are taken in standard states, reacts to form 1 mole of NaCl in solid state. This is also in standard state only, and it is formed as 1 mole. All are in standard states and 1 mole of compound is formed. For this, enthalpy of reaction is nothing but standard enthalpy of formation. What is that, ma? Standard enthalpy of formation. While this reaction is happening, how much amount of energy is involved, that is called standard enthalpy of formation. Okay, that values, no need to bother about that one, no problem. We have to understand that this is happened in single step. Formation of NaCl is happened in single step. This is one way. In single step, what is the energy involved? Delta HF, ma. Okay, next. Another way. One way is nothing but in single step. Another way is in multiple steps. In multiple steps, how we are going to explain? See, first, sodium solid, it is getting heated. Sodium solid is getting heated. It will be converted to liquid. Again, that solid sodium liquid is getting heated. It will be converted to gas. Okay, directly solid is converted to gas. For that, the amount of energy involved is enthalpy of sublimation. What is that, ma? Enthalpy of sublimation. Let us consider one way single step. In that, energy involved is, let us take it as capital A. Okay, now first step, another way in multiple steps. Step 1, sodium solid is converted to sodium gas. That process is called sublimation. For that first step, delta H involved is called sublimation. enthalpy of sublimation is equal to positive, because by absorbing of energy only sodium solid is converted to gas. Then it is positive sign with capital B representation. Positive sign with capital B. Next, second step. Sodium gas is absorbing some amount of energy, that is called ionization energy, to form sodium plus gas plus 1 electron. By the absorption of ionization energy, sodium gas is converted to Na+. This one we know in periodic classification definition. Amount of energy required to remove the electron from the neutral isolated gas state is called ionization energy. So here delta H is ionization energy is equal to plus C. Here also energy will be absorbed. Two steps are completed. Next, third step. Let us consider chlorine. Chlorine gas. I am going to consider half mole. Half mole of chlorine gas will absorb dissociation energy by 2. For half mole, dissociation energy by 2 amount of energy is required to convert that chlorine gas to chlorine atom. This is atom, this is molecule. We made that chlorine molecule to chlorine atom. Okay, molecule means 2 atoms are in same with bond. When we are heating, these 2 atoms are undergoing dissociation. That is called dissociation energy. Generally it is calculated for 1 mole, but here half mole, that's why dissociation energy by 2. Then delta H dissociation energy by 2. Let us consider this one as, this is also absorption of energy only, okay, plus D. These are just representations, okay. Next, 4. This chlorine gas atomic state will gain electron from Na+, this one. This electron is nothing but this one, to form chlorine minus charge, anion, in gas state. At this time, energy is going to be released, that is called electron gain enthalpy or electron affinity. EA is called electron affinity. The amount of energy released when 1 electron is added to the neutral isolated gas state, gaseous atom, is called electron gain enthalpy or electron affinity. In periodic classification already we have seen, remember the definition. Then delta H EA, electron affinity, is equal to, here energy will be released, minus E. A, B, C, D, E. Okay. And final 5th step. This Na plus gas is going to be converted to Cl minus gas to form NaCl solid. Na plus gas combined with Cl minus gas to form NaCl. When 1 mole of constituent positive charges and constituent negative charges are combined to form 1 mole of ionic compound. At that time, energy involved is called lattice enthalpy. LE is called lattice enthalpy. I will explain this lattice enthalpy in next coming classes clearly. First, you can see that one. This positive charge and negative charge are attracted by electrostatic forces. Because of that electrostatic forces, while they are combining to form NaCl, energy will be released. That is called lattice enthalpy. Delta H is equal to minus F. Energy is released I have told it as minus F. 1, 2, 3. 3 steps are involved with energy absorption, 2 steps are involved with energy liberation. Finally, we got NaCl. In how many steps? Another way, multiple steps, 5 steps. In one way, we got NaCl in one step only. Are you understanding, ma? In one way, we are getting NaCl in one step. That is obtained from its standard states. Sodium in standard state, chlorine is also in standard state. Delta HF is equal to A. That is clear. This is happening in multiple steps. We have converted that sodium solid to gas, after that gas to cation, next again chlorine to chlorine atom to chlorine minus charge, chloride ion. Na plus and chloride ions are combined to form NaCl. In these 5 steps also NaCl is going to be formed in multiple steps, and here single step. Now according to Hess law, energy involved in single step is equal to energy involved in multiple steps. According to Hess law, energy involved in single step is equal to energy involved in multiple steps. So energy involved in single step, delta H formation, this is single step only, is equal to delta H sublimation plus delta H ionization energy plus delta H dissociation energy by 2 plus delta H EA plus delta H LE. LE is nothing but lattice energy. I will write those terms here separately. First, according to Hess law, energy involved in single step is this one, and these are all energy involved in multiple steps. This is one step, this is one step, this is one step. Like that, every step energy involved, when we add that one, this is equal to energy involved in single step. This is only called Hess law. Then energy involved in single step, I wrote it as capital A. I think that is negative charge. Energy will be released in the standard state of formation. So minus A is equal to B plus C plus D minus E minus F. Okay, I wrote F as lattice enthalpy, E as electron affinity, D as dissociation energy by 2, C as ionization energy, B as sublimation energy, A as delta H of formation. Okay, this is called Hess law. Energy involved in single steps is equal to energy involved in multiple steps. By this example, I hope you are clear, ma. Okay, now what is that SUB? SUB is nothing but sublimation. IE is nothing but ionization energy. DE is called dissociation energy. Next, EA is called electron affinity. LE is called lattice energy or lattice enthalpy. These are the terms which I have used in the reaction. Is it okay, ma? All of you? By this, Hess law is completed. It is nothing but, see, a boy has with 5 stairs. He can come to this ground floor directly by jumping in single step. For that, how much amount of energy is involved? Okay, or in another way, he can come to first single step, first step, after that second step, after that third step, fourth, finally to ground floor. In multiple steps also he can come. For multiple steps, first energy, second energy, third energy, fourth energy, fifth energy, if you add them, that is equal to, in one step, what is the energy involved. That is the meaning of this Hess law. Is it okay, ma? And this is the explanation for that Hess law. Now, this one we can show in the form of Born-Haber cycle. This total procedure, whatever it is happening, okay, we can show it in the form of one diagrammatic representation. Let us see that one. Sodium solid plus half Cl2 gas converted to NaCl solid. For that, delta H formation. For this reaction, delta H formation. Okay. Now, sodium solid is converted to sodium gas by the absorption of energy, that is called sublimation energy. Delta H sublimation. Sodium gas is converted to sodium plus charge, that is delta H ionization energy. Next, half chlorine is converted to chlorine atom by delta H dissociation energy by 2. Chlorine gas is converted to Cl minus by gaining 1 electron, that is called delta H Ea, electron affinity. Okay, this Na plus Cl minus are combined to form NaCl. At that time, energy is going to be released, that is called delta H Le, lattice enthalpy. This is lattice enthalpy. So this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this total addition is equal to delta HF. This is the representation which is called Born-Haber cycle. Is it okay, ma? Up to now, are you clear? Hess law is clear. Anyways, here itself I explained Hess law na, so here itself I explained that Born-Haber cycle also. But Born-Haber cycle in our textbook they gave later, ma. But whatever it is, now after completion of this Hess law, simple explanation we can see. Consider the enthalpy change for the reaction. C graphite solid plus half O2 gas gives rise to CO. Delta H naught is equal to question mark. Although CO gas is the major product, some CO2 gas is always produced in this reaction. Even though CO is the major product, some amount of CO2 is also produced in this reaction. Therefore, we cannot measure enthalpy change for the above reaction directly. However, if we can find some other reactions involving related species, it is possible to calculate the enthalpy change for the above reaction. So, like this Hess law is useful to find the enthalpy of CO by using other techniques. For example, let us consider the following reactions. C graphite solid plus O2 gives rise to CO2. Delta H for this reaction is equal to minus 393.5 kilojoules per mole. CO plus half O2 gives rise to CO2. For this, delta H is equal to minus 283.0 kilojoules per mole. We can combine the above two reactions in such a way that so as to obtain the desired reaction to get 1 mole of CO on the right side. We reverse equation 2. In this, heat is absorbed instead of being released. So we change sign of delta H naught value. Actually, by using these two reactions, I want to get CO on right side. Okay, for example, see here. C solid plus O2 gives rise to CO2 gas. For this, delta H is equal to minus 393.5 kilojoules per mole. Next, CO gas plus half O2 gas gives rise to CO2 gas. Delta H naught is equal to minus 283.0 kilojoules per mole. See, simply when we add these two equations, or simply we subtract the equations, CO2 will be cancelled. O2 also okay, but C minus CO, like that you will get. Okay, then CO will be coming to right side. That is better. Do one thing. Instead of just they gave by reversing all those things, anything is same only. See, equation 1, this is equation 1, this is equation 2. Equation 1 I am subtracting, equation 2 is subtracted from equation 1. Then equation 2 signs will be negative opposite, and here it will become positive. Otherwise, simply do one thing. Equation 1 minus equation 2 I am doing. If you do equation 1 minus equation 2, left side reactants C solid minus CO gas plus O2 gas minus half O2 gas gives rise to CO2 got cancelled. 0, like that we can write. Like mathematical equation we can write, no problem. Then delta H also, for these two reactions, what we are doing, equation 1 minus equation 2, so minus 393.5 minus of minus 283 we are doing. Then the CO, which is minus sign, send that side. This is 0, the CO which is present on left side is negative, send that side. Then carbon solid plus O2 1 minus 1 by 2 1 by 2 1 by 2 O2 gas gives rise to CO gas. See, we got the desired equation, and delta H is equal to, if you subtract these two equations, we will get minus 110.5 kilojoules per mole. Like that we can do like mathematical equations depending on Hess law. That is the major use of Hess law. Is it okay, ma? I hope you are clear. By seeing this explanation, I hope you are clear, everyone. Now we will see this one. See, adding equation 1 and 3, we get the desired equation, and the final equation answer is minus 110.5 kilojoules per mole. Okay. In general, if enthalpy of an overall reaction A to B along one route is delta H, and delta H1 comma delta H2 comma etc. representing enthalpies of reaction leading to same product B along another route, then we have delta H is equal to delta H1 plus delta H2 plus delta H3. I have shown with one example NaCl by considering, that is this one only, like this one we can write. This is Born-Haber cycle. Sodium solid is converted to sodium gas. Sodium gas is converted to Na plus gas. It is leading to Na plus. Next they have taken half Cl2 to Cl. See, delta bond 1 by 2 is nothing but dissociation energy by 2. By that, chlorine half Cl2 will become chlorine gas. Next, this chlorine gas will release energy to form Cl minus. Cl is going to lose energy by gaining one electron to form Cl minus. Na plus and Cl minus will form NaCl. NaCl has lower energy. NaCl has lower energy. So finally, this NaCl can be formed by combination of Na plus Cl minus like this, or Na solid plus half Cl2 gas also will be. This is called delta H formation ma. Na solid plus half Cl2. We started from here. Like this we went and we came like this. These are multiple steps. This is single step. And these are multiple steps. Na solid to gas, gas to plus, Cl molecule to atom, atom to minus, Cl minus, both are combined. This is called lattice enthalpy. Finally NaCl is formed again. See, delta H of formation negative. Next, sodium solid is converted to gas, positive. Gas is converted to Na plus, positive. Na plus, okay. Next, chlorine ma. Chlorine is converted to Cl, positive. Here also this is positive, 121 kilojoules per mole. Cl is converted to Cl minus, that is negative. Electron affinity, minus 348.6 kilojoules per mole. Then finally these two will be combined, that is also negative only, lattice enthalpy. They did not mention lattice enthalpy. These values, if you know ma, lattice enthalpy can be found. Okay, enthalpy diagram for lattice enthalpy of NaCl. This is the explanation. And I will tell clearly what about lattice enthalpy in next class. Before that, I hope you are clear ma. Okay, next one. Enthalpies for different types of reactions. Enthalpies for different types of reactions we are going to see. If we see them, almost we are coming to one end ma for thermodynamics. And after this one, enthalpies of different types of reactions, we have spontaneity. Okay, that spontaneity is very easy only. I think today whatever it is explained, it is clear for you. Everything you understood. Okay. In correctly one class or 1.5 class like that, I will complete this chapter. Okay ma. By this, today's class is enough. Thank you all. Have a nice day.